So if you grew up with the Nintendo 64 as a kid, you probably have a soft spot for the original three-pronged controller. But let's be honest, nostalgia doesn't always translate to comfort. That's where Retro Fighters Brawler64 comes in. Right out the box, it feels great in your hands. The design is much closer to a modern controller with smooth curves and an ergonomic grip that makes long game playing sessions a lot more enjoyable. The buttons have a satisfying clickiness to them, responsive but without feeling stiff. And the analog stick is much more precise, offering a noticeable upgrade from the loose, wobbly feel that many original Nintendo 64 sticks suffer from today. Where the difference really shines though is actual gameplay. Titles like GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark benefit immediately from the improved control. Aiming feels far smoother and you don't find yourself wrestling with awkward hand positions just to move and shoot at the same time. I really found it so much easier to aim, especially in GoldenEye. I always had trouble aiming in GoldenEye with the original 64 controller, but the Retro Fighters Brawler64 made it so much easier to aim and the game was so much more enjoyable. And platformers like Super Mario 64 also feel heaps sharper thanks to the stick's accuracy and the controller's comfortable grip. But the real test, Mario Party, specifically Tug of War. If you were around back then, you remember the pain, spinning the original joystick with the palm of your hands until you basically sandpapered your skin off. Nintendo even had to hand out gloves at one point. With the Brawler 64 though, no injuries. Well, not yet anyway. It's got a nice smooth top to the joystick, so it doesn't cane your palms like the old Nintendo 64 controller would. I can actually play Tug of War over and over and still use my hands afterwards. Truly revolutionary. And sports, racing and kart games, Mario Kart 64 feels so much more natural. Drifting, steering, nailing those tight corners is way less, oops, I just drove into the grass again. Flying that plane on Diddy Kong is much smoother, and carving up that snow in them snowboard games is heaps more funner too. I'll always have a soft spot for the original Nintendo 64 controller. I do love the way it looks compared to any other controller in the world. But the Brawler 64 doesn't just modernise the Nintendo 64 controller, it makes playing these classics so much easier, more comfortable, and ultimately more fun. So for anyone revisiting their favourite Nintendo 64 library, this controller is a game changer. So let me know if you've tried the Brawler 64 before and what your thoughts are on it. I've also added a link in the description to where you can find them online. What? Oh, gosh. Oh, no.